Hello everybody and welcome back to Crusader Kings, where we need to clean up some border gore over here in Europe. There's no doubt about that. We've already done our kingdom conquer, but let's just check here real quick. So yeah, we've done our kingdom invasion. However, we can do a holy war for kingdom still. So that is absolutely fascinating, and we may end up wanting to. The question is the Byzantine Empire the correct target? Umayyad is a kingdom tier realm, as is Africa. I think that the Byzantine Empire is probably still the best target here. Now, they do have decent military strength, especially compared to ours, which has just taken a big attrition hit. We may want to hold off on that actual fight for a bit and just chill for the moment, let our levies regenerate for a little while, and in the meantime, just work on upgrading our castles still. That's something that we can definitely do, and I think I'm reasonably content with that, especially with this independence faction brewing up. Yeah. We do have a son and player heir. Let's see. What does this guy actually have? He has a son, and I don't believe we have a daughter currently. No, we don't. However, nothing we can do with her. Nope. We need a daughter. All of these people only have sons. Unfortunate. So many sons. And no daughters. Okay, here's a daughter. The question is 3.5% worth it? I think the answer to that is no. Our spouse is currently pregnant, so that is good. Are any of our concubines? No. Okay, but our spouse is currently pregnant, and this will be firing in 2 months. Oh, that's actually very fast. In that case, we may have to fight them. That's probably not the end of the world. We could gain a weak hook on this gentleman, I suppose. We can transfer this countess. That is definitely something that we should do. And 85k, huh? These are all alliances that we can negotiate with. I'm not sure necessarily. He's not our vassal. I want us to get our vassals, if possible. Yeah, these are all just family members that aren't really very relevant. So that's not too concerning there. This guy is the faction leader. We really could use a daughter. Like, really badly. But I think we're pretty much going to have to just fight this. I'm okay with that, ultimately. Very well, my vassal. They just dropped to 78% when this levying post was constructed. So that's good to note. Any of these, if any of them had a daughter, but none of them do, or an unmarried daughter anyway. We could get this guy out of the faction. He's 3.4%. That would drop us to 75. Or we could just fight them. And that's what I'm leaning towards doing. I just want to put him in prison, call it good. Camp Smiths have been constructed in our territory. Excellent. We don't have the cash to start up another one just yet, but that's okay. Yeah, someone else just joined. Okay. Ultimatum at any time. This is fine. Do it. Where is this guy located? He is located over here. Sounds good. So we're going to hope that this right here doesn't rebel against us. We're going to start raising there with our men-at-arms, as well as our levy troops. How many in total are we going to need? Not that many, actually. Sounds good to me. So up we start raising. And the question is, how long does he delay before he declares this? That is a good question. We've got 10k levy troops here. There he goes. Will not be threatened. Lucky. Okay. So there's desertion, of course. We knew that that would happen. We're going to raise up to around 15k here. In fact, maybe a little higher because of the desertions. I don't think they're reflected here yet. So maybe like 18k. This is good. For now, we'll put this guy in charge of this army, and we're going to walk in and try to fight this force. Now, we don't have our levy troops, or rather our men-at-arms over here. And that's sad, for sure. We do need a spy master, and we will put in this guy, our brother-in-law. He is on disrupt schemes. Perfect. Camp Smiths are being constructed. Also excellent. We should win this battle, I believe. Yes, we do. We win that. Fantastic. All of our men-at-arms, except our trebuchets, are here now. That is unfortunate. We're going to split off our horse archers, our armored horsemen, and all but one of our knights. And we're going to send them over to this force. I was hoping that our trebuchets would arrive here, but apparently they're still dealing with that stack wipe. That's potentially going to be a while. That does make this somewhat problematic. So we're at 1% war score. That's going to take 3 years to siege. I don't think that's worth doing, necessarily. Certainly not with this whole force. We're going to leave, like, these guys here. I should have done this the other way. It would have been so much faster. But this is where we are now. I should have just split off the 3 levy troops. There we go. We're going to move them up over here. Oh, that's convenient. Okay. There we go. And we will split this in half and move half of them, like, over here and the other half, like, over here to be able to supply up. Okay. So this is going to be very lengthy, of course. We're going to need to put in a siege commander here, if at all possible. Try to speed that up. And in fact, a siege commander should speed this up pretty dramatically if we've got one. This guy's imprisoned. This guy is rebelling. This guy is commanding another army. Okay. Any other siege leaders here? Here's one. Good. Okay, so that'll speed up those siege events. And we're just hoping that we get our siege weapons eventually. Like, surely they're ready by now. It's been so long since that stack wipe. It's been like 5 years. They fully regenerated. I'm not sure why they aren't popping in yet. Like, they're good to go. They're fine. Nutty. He's raising up another force over here. We'll go deal with it. We don't need both of our armies for it. You can see we're definitely making good, solid progress here with the siege commander. So that's good. And yeah, the ticking war score is against us. We need siege weapons to be able to deal with it. That's all there is to it. We need siege weapons. And I don't know why we don't have them. That's my biggest problem with CK3 right now, is that it doesn't tell you when each set of troops are going to be available. Like in this tooltip here or something, that would be nice if it told you when they would be available. But alas, they just don't. We did just capture that guy's son and heir. That's a big deal. That buys us a lot of time. Really, again. He's doing this again. Okay. We're only at 6% battle war score right now. Feudal taxes? This is fine. I don't care about spending prestige. Okay. So let's head back over here again. Now he's raising up here. He just keeps doing this. This is very strange. I don't know what the AI is doing here. I really, really don't. But okay. If that's what they want to do. In theory, 6 months until our siege weapons show up. Excellent. I really wish there was more clarity about that. I really, really do. And once again. Okay. We're just going to keep doing this. 2 years left on this siege, allegedly. Excellent. And now he's raising here. It's quite a pattern that they've got going on. We are continuing to capture combatants. We're not really getting much war score for this, but, I mean, we're waiting on our siege weapons to finally show up, so sure. Adaptive traditions, ducal conquest, embassies. Honestly, I might take room to rule here. Our rival died. Cool. Siege of Kabul has been lost, as expected. Peasant revolt. I don't think that's relevant to us. Okay. So yeah, you can see here they're capping counties, and that's a problem, for sure. If only we could. I really wish there was more clarity around when the men-at-arms were going to be available. I assumed that it had been long enough. Definitely. Because we were raising them for like 2 years previously, and they never actually showed up. Here they are. But there's 3 months left. See, I really wish that it said when a siege weapon was going to be available. That would be incredibly useful. Alas, it does not. But we're going to move in over here. This is going to get us ticking war score. We're going to move these guys up and start sieging slowly up here. Now that our siege weapons have arrived, we can start playing the game. Excellent. Yeah, get out of here. That's what I thought. So they're running away, but that's fine. We're going to siege here. No problem. No problem at all. Now it goes down very quickly. Boom. 42% war score. Ticking is now on our side. It hasn't started yet, but it is on our side. We have their capital. And we're just going to start sieging the forts around here. Now the war is over super quick. It just took a really long time for our siege weapons to show up. Like, the war's been ongoing for over a year at this point. Insane. Oh yeah, this isn't rebelling. We should go here. Okay. We're going to move up over to, like, here. I mean, that's a really crappy slow siege. This is probably a much better one. So, wait a second. We can upgrade a rebelling location. That's weird. Okay. Sure. I'm not going to do that, obviously. But we are going to work on a few upgrades in our location. That'll be fine. There are a number of these that still need to happen. And we can get them going presently. There we go. And that will help us dramatically later on. So that's excellent. These sieges are going to go very quickly. And there's that sweet, sweet ticking war score. We're still negative on the occupied holdings war score. That's okay. I'm actually going to send these guys down to stack wipe this force. Because why not? I'd rather do that than slow siege with them. Slow sieging is not super efficient, after all. Fast sieging. That's the way to go. Unfortunately, we are sieging as fast as we can. And yeah, this is going to be absolutely fine. Probably even worth a few battle war score. That battle's actually going fairly slowly, but they are in mountains, so that's kind of to be expected, I suppose. 56% and 46%. So it was worth 1%. We lost this siege in the meantime. That's unfortunate, but it's okay. We are going to be able to siege very quickly over here. 42 days on that one. Excellent. This guy just keeps raising troops over here. Just over and over. Very strange. I'm not sure why he's doing this. We do have another dangerous faction behind this, and we need to look at that. That is a Liberty faction. Fair enough. This guy's pretty upset with us. He's doubly impatient, apparently. $55 is the threshold. Okay. Unmarried. Marriage will have low fertility. Ah, I see. Yeah, that's not useful. She is not actually part of his court, so that wouldn't work. The sister is unmarried. But that would also... Is she landed? No, she's unlanded. Why wouldn't this work for an alliance? Let's send the proposal. I don't expect that to actually happen. And then we can't negotiate an alliance. I'm not entirely sure why here. Sibling should be close enough. Based on what we've done previously. Ah. He's hosted by another ruler. I think. We can probably just acquiesce to the Liberty faction. That's not a huge deal. I think we'll accept that unless we have something that happens here that causes this to be done incredibly quickly. They can send their ultimatum at any time, and I think I'll allow them to. All that's going to do is drop us from absolute crown authority to high crown authority, and we can bump that back up in, like, I think 20 years, something like that. Hopefully before this guy dies. Would be the ideal. That said, I would prefer not to do that. I just don't really see an option here. Yeah, none of these net alliances. Which isn't great. Yeah, that wouldn't obviously work. The next question, of course, is where is the capital of this guy located? How far is it from our current troops? If we wanted to fight him. Where's he at? Way on the other side of the world. Okay. Yeah, that's probably not a great idea to fight him. Probably not. We're at 70% war score right now. If he continues to hold off, maybe. But I don't think he's going to hold off that long. It's going to take us quite a long time to get to 100% war score. Unless... I want to go through and check for negotiations. There shouldn't be any available here. I don't believe that there will be. But I want to double check, do my due diligence on that one. Let's see. Yeah, none. Okay. There's just not a lot that we can do about this right now. I think that we probably should just drop to High Crown Authority. That's probably not the end of the world. Especially with our buildings getting upgraded. I think that's probably pretty good. But the longer he holds off on sending that, the better off we are. He can send it at any time. And I expect him to. We're just going to continue stack wiping these. Okay, 83% here. I'm shocked he hasn't sent it yet. There it is. Okay, so I think that we will just drop to High Crown Authority. It's not a big deal, in all honesty. We'll do that. I don't want to fight them. If we had had this war over by now, which it would have been if our trebuchets had come up at a reasonable time, the war would have been over by now. But if the war had been over by now, then I would have fought them. But I don't think it's... I don't think it's worth fighting the two simultaneous wars to maintain absolute crown authority. I really don't. So we're going to continue to stack wipe this. Yeah, they're taking territory from us, and that's okay. We don't need 100% from our occupied holdings. We can get plenty from our occupied holdings, so that's fine. These guys are going to move up over here as soon as they're done here, which will be right about now. We do need a new counselor. Yeah, she'll be there. And we'll have that chancellor be this guy. Excellent. Yep, of course he'll be there. Yep, you can stop spamming. Okay, we're going to go stack wipe this force again. 3 months? Okay. Sounds good. Fantastic. And we're just waiting for them to raise here. There they go. And in we go. Kinda nutty. Kinda nutty. I don't know why they just keep raising here. But I'm okay with it, ultimately. These sieges will continue. And we will continue stack wiping over here. Like, there's plenty more battle war score to get here, although we're not really getting much battle war score from this. We're almost positive now in our war score from occupied holdings, so that's great. And remember, because we occupy the enemy capital, we can get 110% from occupied holdings. So we'll finish up this fort, we'll go stack wipe these guys again, and we'll head up to this barony. That puts us at 93%. 3 months to siege this one. We're down to 86 because we lost another siege. That's fine. 87 from ticking / battle war score. Honestly, this battle war score is basically ticking right now. It's pretty much the same thing. We're losing a bunch of sieges. They're going to be capped fairly soon, and sooner than we are. So that's great. We're at 80%. And the ticking war score continues. But again, this war would have been over long ago if our trebuchets had shown up at the same time as our other men-at-arms. I get that they were stack wiped far from home, but honestly, that was a really long time between when they were stack wiped and when they actually showed up the next time. Like, they had been maxed out again for so long. And this is a problem that I think would be solved if Paradox would essentially put in a second rally point, like I talked about before they changed the men-at-arms system to what it is now. If they had put in a second rally point type that was men-at-arms only and was essentially a men-at-arms base that you could only change every so often, and that's where your men-at-arms work out of instead of your capital. When you have these giant empires like this with your capital way over here, which we have our capital here for RP reasons, but you have your capital way over here, yeah, it's going to be a problem. And to be clear, This is the exact reason why in the late Roman Empire, they changed their capital from Rome to Constantinople, because they were having the same sort of logistics problems. So I'm not claiming that this is a like problem with the game that isn't rooted in history at all. But they could have also just had a big army base here and have their army based out of here and kept their capital, which is kind of what I'm looking to do. Kind of like how Europa has the difference between the main trade port and the capital, right? That's kind of what I'm thinking there. But alas, that's not the way Crusader Kings 3 works. Maybe it will in the future, but not right now. We're at 80% right now. They are at 90% of their occupying cap, so they will be done with that soon. They can only pull this back another 10%. So that's fine. I want to have this war over before this episode is. We're at 82% right now. And I mean, we've got plenty of ticking, plenty of battle, and plenty of space from occupation. So we're not going to have any problems here. That's Galicia Volhynia over there. Okay. So we'll come siege over here. We're at 94% right now. 95 from ticking / battle war score. All we need is this siege before they get another siege done and the war is over. We'll see if that actually ends up happening. They do have a lot of units sieging, so it may or may not be a thing. We will continue to stack wipe these forces repeatedly. So that's a thing that will continue. Excellent. And our smithies are constructing. That's excellent. Only 29 more days on this siege. Let's wrap this rebellion up. Once the rebellion is over, it will be definitely time to put a cut in here, so I am going to go ahead and do that. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and that is the rebellion over. Done. So they all go to jail, and that is great. Next episode, we are going to be working a bit on our construction infrastructure in our capital and hopefully doing a little bit of expansion. I will see you all next time.